Hi, everyone. Thank you all for joining us for the 9th annual Figures of Speech reception. We are thrilled to be joining you live from the Anderson Museum of Art in downtown Anderson, Indiana. In light of our current situation and the number of artists who submitted pieces for Figures of Speech and other locations, we thought this would be a great opportunity for us to host a virtual reception. For those of you I haven't had the opportunity to meet yet, my name is Mandy Mikulski. I am the new director of the Anderson Museum of Art and have been thrilled to be part of the team for 2 months now. Joining me is Stephanie Michaels, our collections curator. We will soon welcome this year's Figures of Speech judge, Shannon Linker, to speak about the different pieces and share this year's winners. If you have any questions for us, we ask you to ask them by heading over to our YouTube channel and commenting on the live broadcast from there.
Hi, so this exhibit will run until September 20th. It is now open to the public during our regular business hours, which actually have changed a little bit. Typically we were open on Tuesdays, but now we are going to be closed, so it will be Wednesday through Sunday. Admission is free for everyone, and it'll be free for the remainder of the year, thanks to generous donations and support. And as always, we were very pleased with the submissions received, and we want to thank all of the artists for submitting their work for this exhibit, especially during this time. So this year we received 97 works of art from 40 different artists across the Midwest. 34 works were accepted, as well as 22 different artists. The juried artists come from 9 different cities in Indiana, as well as 2 from Michigan and 1 from Chicago. And so each year we invite a new judge, sometimes 2, to jury the exhibition. And once works are selected, judges will then award a best of show, a first, second, third, and as many honorable mentions as they would like. And so this year we were delighted to work with Shannon Linker, who is the Vice President of the Arts Council of Indianapolis and Director of Artist Services and Gallery 924 down in Indianapolis. I will now add Shannon to our show here. There we go. Hi.
Hi, Shannon. Thank you for being here with us today for our live broadcast. We were hoping that you could introduce yourself and give some comments about the show. And everyone, you can see Shannon's full statement in our catalog, which will be available online after this live broadcast.
Okay, sure. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you, Mandy. I have to say that it's enjoying this process, and I provided me from the challenging Stephanie said, Vice President of Indianapolis, I have served for the last 18 years providing programs well, the last 10 years serving as a director. So is everyone else hearing that loud? Stephanie?
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I'm having a hard time hearing also.
Okay. Well, just gotta work out the kinks the first time, right?
There's just a really loud buzzing sound. Can you hear that?
I think it might be on your end.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me make sure.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Oh man.
I'm going to try to come in from my computer phone.
Okay. Well, hey, there, things happen the first time around.
Well, I guess while we're waiting, Stephanie, do you want to tell them some more about the pieces in the show or some of your favorites?
Yeah, so we always have a really good show. You guys are really great artists around here. We surprisingly had very few 3D. So I don't know if a lot of sculptor artists were kind of just, I don't know. So we had a lot of 2D. Let me add Shannon back here. There we go.
Okay, can you hear me now? A little better?
Much better.
Great.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was trying on my phone and that normally works great, but yeah, there's just a really loud buzzing sound. So, okay, I'm glad we got that worked out.
Yes, yay.
Okay, great. Well, I will just start over then since I don't think anybody heard what I heard. And I will try to make it brief. I know we're trying to do this, save everybody's time and get on to your work. Well, I just wanted to thank everybody. Thank you, Mandy and Stephanie, for inviting me to serve as a juror this year. I do have to say enjoyed it a great deal, more than I imagined I would, just because I think it was a wonderful and needed escape from a very difficult summer, as everyone's been experiencing. And so as Stephanie said, I am the Vice President of the Arts Council of Indianapolis, and I have served there for 18 years, providing programs and services to professional artists all over central Indiana. And the last 10 years, I've served as the director of Gallery 924, which is our contemporary art gallery. I have done many of these juries for shows like this before in the past, and like I said, I don't know that I've truly appreciated it this much because for the past several months, our team at the Arts Council has committed 100% of our time, feels like 200% of our time, to COVID-19 relief and recovery efforts. And that's raising money, and that's providing resources and sharing resources and working with lots of partners and funders. And this really provided me the first time in several months that allowed me to just stop, take my time, look at art, enjoy art, and recognize the power that it has to bring us together and heal certain parts of us, to build bridges and to speak truth when we need to hear it. So I thank both of you. I thank the museum and your staff for hosting the show. And I really did, in the end, choose works that really seem to connect to and speak to the moment we're in right now. And there are so many things going on right now, but I think a lot of the artists were in tune with this moment and taking the time to make something meaningful and powerful. So I really appreciated that, and I hope everyone else enjoys the work that was selected for the show.
Yeah, so speaking of, should we get to it?
Yeah. Okay. So our first, we will do all the honorable mentions. And our first goes to Scott Anderson. For Bigots and Buffoonery at the Border. And Scott also got an honorable mention for his piece, On the Fifth Day, Every Beast That Crawls. And I'll just go ahead and do all the honorable mentions now. Another honorable mention goes to Mary Ellen Bertram, and it's Just Child's Play. The next goes to Margot Bogue for You Can Lead a Horse to Water. And this one made me chuckle. The next goes to David Johnson for With Grandma on the Farm. Oops. Next goes to Jill Miller for Collateral Damage. And finally, the last honorable mention goes to Gerald Trakoff for Life is Just a Bowl of Cherries. And Shannon, I don't know if you had any comments about any of the honorable mentions.
Sure, I can just speak to the overall group. There was just, I loved the variety of styles and materials, and especially the way that so many of these played with the figure of speech and how they related it to the work, and very clever and smart. And the figurative work especially is really well done. So I really enjoyed it. I shared a lot of these with my 10-year-old daughter, and we us the ability to kind of talk about the figure of speech and how it related to the work, and the origin story of the figure of speech and the type of work, and so it was wonderful to be able to share that with her too. So these were all great.
Mhm. All right, so well, let's get into third place, which goes to Jerome Patrijak for Bath Day. Any comments?
Sure. This piece just really made me smile and happy. I just really enjoyed seeing it when it first came up on my screen. I just spent a lot of time looking at all the detail and the craftsmanship involved. I also loved the historical reference to historic allegory printmaking, and just the clever way that he connected to the figure of speech was very fun too, and that caused us to look that up. And so I learned something about the origin of that too. So it's just a very well done piece.
Yeah, because I think it's what don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Because that's what I saw when I first saw it. So
right.
Okay, second place goes to Jack Wicks for Gearing Up.
This is another one that's just so well done. It struck me from the beginning, and as I'm just looking at it on the screen here, it brings back all of those emotions that I saw when I first saw it. It is so crisp and clean and clear, and it kind of, you realize that this is probably a piece of equipment from another era, but it's not looking at it in a nostalgic way. It's looking at it as kind of what I wrote about it is just honoring the thoughtful design of human intention and invention. And so it just sparked the thought in me that, again, this time what we need are artists thinking about what's next and what is best about what we're doing and what we're capable of as human beings, scientists and artists, and all of us. So I love this piece. It was great.
All right, and so first place goes to Mary Ellen Bertram for Face the Music.
And another great figurative work. There were so many wonderful figurative pieces that made it into the show, and they're really wonderful. This one struck me especially because there is a darkness, a kind of a dark, foreboding aura about the figure. And I always love when artists are able to incorporate text into their work in a meaningful way. And I thought this artist did a good job of that. That the quote really struck me as an important reminder to all of us and our role in times like this when we are struggling as a community. And I thought it was an important message and an important piece. It connected with me with our musicians, our jazz history in Indiana, and what our artists are struggling with right now, how the jazz musicians are struggling to stay afloat, and how we're all in this together and need to support them because it's such an important part of our history. So I really appreciated the sense of timing and significance to right now in this time period for this one.
All right, and finally, our best of show goes to Julia Zolman Wicks for Looking for Good News.
This is another one that is just wonderful work, and I've known Julia for a long time, and have appreciated her work. I wasn't for sure this was her piece when I first saw it, but that does certainly make sense that it is hers. Her figures are amazing. The texture and the scenes that she creates are so interesting and inviting. And the thing that struck me most about this piece is I'm looking at this figure that seems to be of a totally different era. It takes me away from COVID-19 and it takes me to another place, but going back in time isn't always the most comforting to all people. Sometimes it's not at all. And so this piece for me, and I would love to hear what Julia has to say about it, but for me, it showed a man from another era stepping outside of his world and looking instead of a newspaper into this laptop, which to me gave a sense of introspection and looking towards the future, looking for answers, looking for good news, looking for what we can do as a community together, and looking to the future. So I loved so many aspects about it. I thought it was very well done, as all of her work is, and so I'm happy to hear that she's the artist. That's wonderful.
Yeah. All right, well, that ends our awards announcements. I put in chat if anyone has any questions for us. If not, congratulations to all the artists. All of your works, well, all of the works that are for sale are going to be available for sale on our website as well as the gallery. And we also have an option where visitors can vote for their favorite while they're at the museum. And so the winner of the People's Choice will be announced at the end of the exhibit. And the winning artist will also receive a monetary award. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and we're going to be highlighting all of these artists throughout this exhibition. I just want to thank you all for joining, and have a safe week. And I don't see any questions. You guys have any final thoughts?
No, just come and see us at the Anderson Museum of Art. We'd love to see everyone, and it's really great to see everything in person. So if you can, swing by.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys. Bye, and thank you, Shannon, so much for being here.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye.